Greetings everyone! I'm back and this time I have a stamina DK build for you. I always wanted to do a build like this and I finally managed to do it and I'm fairly happy with it. It's a little different. It's kind of a tanky build. Medium armor though, so we still pull some, some nice damage numbers off. We still get some regen, we get all the nice benefits that medium armor offers, but we also, of course, we get the bulkiness. And yeah, it was fun to play the build. It was fun to be a little more bulky and, maybe use a little bit of a different kit. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. I'll tell you what it's all about. So if we look at the max stats, we are running 34k stamina, which is a decent amount. Not anything crazy, but I mean, it's okay. The health is a little bit low. You can definitely get the health higher. We're using the lava foot as our food buff right now. And, when I started playing this build, I used Dubious, which of course gives you more health. You'd be sitting at like 27k health when you use Dubious, which is nice. And, in the beginning, I definitely liked having the extra health. But as I played the build more and more, and I've gotten used to it, I decided to opt out of the extra bulkiness because I'm already pretty tanky, and I felt like I needed a little more damage and a little more sustain. And that's where the lava foot came in. So feel free to use either one, whatever gives you the stats that you're looking for. Like I said, in the beginning, I was, a little unsure about the build. I was running the Dubious for the extra health, but I felt like sustain could have been better and the damage wasn't really there. So I just, I put on the lava foot and this really did it for me. So I can definitely recommend, once you get used to the build, maybe try the lava foot to, become a little more of a powerhouse. Yeah, and the Magicka 14k, it's enough, well enough. We don't really have to spam Magicka skills that much. We can though, we can. There's like a couple things that I like to do on this build. I'll explain that later. Anyway, the stamina recovery 1900 here, unbuffed, which is pretty decent. This goes up to a decent amount. I mean, if we buff up with this thing and do that, this goes up to, as you see, 2300. And if we kill someone with the greatsword, that due to the greatsword passes, we get 30% extra on top. That means we should hit almost 3k stamina regen, which is a decent amount, and I think it's definitely needed. Even though you're tanky, you still need some sustain to, stay alive, because, people are doing a lot of damage, and we're not a tank. I feel like I need to clarify that. We are not a tank. We are just tanky for what we are. We are a medium armor damage build, just with a tanky twist to it. We're not stacking damage mitigation or anything, so don't worry about that. If we look at the weapon damage, of course, let me buff up here real quick. The damage, yeah, 4.3k. Not bad. This, of course, goes up to roughly 5k when we heavy attack on the back bar. And if we get the resource buff, I think we're sitting at 5.4k weapon damage. So this is still a decent amount of weapon damage on a build like this. When it comes to the resistances, unfortunately, I cannot show you the fully buffed resistances right now. This goes up to, I think, 41k spell resistance and 38k physical. So we are well above the hard cap, which is good because people can penetrate. So we have a little left over, so that when people penetrate us, we still have a decent amount of armor left. That's why we're doing this. The crit resistance, 2.5k. I think this is it's the standard. I always do this. I think this is enough. You can push for more if you want, but honestly, I don't think you need it. Yeah, when it comes to the penetration, we get up to roughly 10k. So we're not penetrating crazy amounts, but then again, we are a DK. We have corrosive armor, so when we pop the corrosive, we have 100% penetration anyway. So for those targets, where you really need the penetration, you have the corrosive. Alternatively, you could also use the Onslaught. I personally don't like Onslaught, but we'll get into this later. We are Vampire. It's not mandatory for this build because we're not using any crazy Vampire stuff. I personally always like the Vampire because you get the extra regens, which is really nice, especially on a build like this, you know, where you kind of, you know, at first I was kind of struggling to get the regen in that I wanted, but you know, with the Vampire and the change of the food buff, this really did it for me. So I like Vampire very much, and of course, the extra tankiness you get when you get low health really synergizes well with this build in particular, and you'll see why that is in a second. We're using the Serpent as our Mundus because, you know, we wanted the extra regen. If you are comfortable with playing with like lower regens, you could definitely switch that out for penetration, weapon damage, whatever you like. So feel free. And of course, as we talked about it, Lava Foot on this as my final recommendation. If you start out, you maybe want to go for the Dubious first, you know, just feel it out. Get the extra health, be a little more safe. But, you know, after like a couple hours of playing and getting used to the build, I felt like, yeah, the Lava Foot is doing it for me. I don't really need the extra health, but I need the extra stamina, and I need the big recovery bonus that you get from it. So I went for this. But it's up to you, like I said. Let's take a look at the sets. We are running the new Ancient Dragon Guard. This is, you know, I wasn't really a big fan of this set, and I still am not a big fan. It's not like, you know, a lot of people, oh, hey, a lot of people ask me on stream and in-game, hey, how do you like this set? Isn't that great? I'm like, I don't know. It's not like something that just like fascinates me or anything. It's not like anything that I really wanted to run, but I saw some synergy options here, and that's why I went for this build, because I thought, hey, why not? Why not? So what this set does, of course, it gives you a little bit extra health. That's not bad for a bulky character, especially if you're running the Lava Foot, which doesn't give you any health. Having a little bit of extra health on your armor and through other means really helps you get into like a range where you can be comfortable. Like the 22k health that I have, this is my comfortable spot when it comes to health in PvP. So yeah, it gives you the weapon, the spell damage, weapon spell critical, so it's a nice kind of hybrid deal. Not hybrid. People always think it's a hybrid. It's not a hybrid set, but it is a versatile set that you can use for both Magicka or Stamina. I personally wouldn't use it on a hybrid, but that's a whole different story. And of course, the 5-piece, it gives you the almost 300 weapon and spell damage when your health is above 50%. So when you're doing good and you're going offensive, and it gives you 3.3k physical and spell resistance when you drop below 50%. So, you know, when you're taking some damage and you need to be bulky, it gives you the bulkiness. So that's where this set is coming from. And I mean, it's a good set. I personally am not crazy about it, but you'll see why I picked this set. Because we're also running the Pariah. And the Pariah, of course, it functions similarly. I mean, first of all, you get another health line, which is good. It gets us up to the required amount of health that I would like to run in PvP. It gives you some armor up front here. And then, of course, when you drop your health, you get extra armor. So this armor seamlessly scales up until you're dead, basically. So this is the maximum amount, almost 11k, that you're getting out of this set, which is a lot of armor. Not gonna lie. This is like a third of your like hard capped armor that you get from this set. So the lower you drop your health, the higher your resistances will be. And this, of course, pairs nicely with the Ancient Dragon Guard because this one also gives you the extra regen. So overall, we're sitting at like over 14k extra armor that we get from the set combination here, which is pretty nice. The Pariah doesn't really do anything else. It's just, you know, it's just for being bulky, but I like that. And if you remember, I a couple minutes ago, I talked about why I like being a vampire. Because, of course, when you look at the vampire passives here, the undeath passive gives you a nice amount of damage mitigation, up to 33% when you drop below 50% health. So there you see, when we drop below the 50% health, you don't like immediately get the 33%, but it scales up as well. The lower you drop, the more damage mitigation you get from this passive. And that just ties in with this set. It ties in with this set. So there's a synergy between these passives. That's why I like this, and that's why I chose this. And the next set that we're using, our monster set, is of course Bloodspawn. Reasons are pretty obvious. We get the stamina recovery, which we needed. We get the ultimate back, which is really nice, especially on the DK. Just helps sustain, just helps get those leaps back up, and yeah, it just keeps you going really. And of course, you get the nice 6.2k resists when it procs, and this brings you up to, like I said, it's like 41k physical spell and 38k physical resistance. When everything is like fully procced and you're almost dead, that's when you have these amazing stats and you get like really, really tanky. So yeah, that is basically the idea behind this. Yeah, I think there's a lot of synergy with this, with these sets and the vampire. So if you don't mind being a vampire, be a vampire. We are running, as always, infused on the big pieces with the tri-stat enchants, and on the small pieces, we just run stamina enchants with the impenetrate here. I picked the robust trait over anything else because, I like me some extra robust. You hear me talk about this every time I make a build video. I prefer the robust over infused or anything else. It's just for sustain reasons. It still gives you almost the same amount of damage, If you go for infused, you maybe get like 3% extra weapon extra like damage out of it, which is it's just not a whole lot. And you give up the sustain that you get from having a bigger stamina pool. So yeah, I like that. And we have weapon damage enchants on it, of course. On the back bar, infused bow with a weapon damage enchant, as always. And on the front bar, also as always, the Dragonhold sword. We have a shock damage enchant here. You can put on whatever you want. You can put on poisons. I think I had poisons in the when I started playing this build. They ran out. They're not like a big deal for this build. You can put on the poisons that you would like, that give you something for your playstyle, or you just put on like an enchant that you like. I personally like a shock damage enchant because it can proc the minor vulnerability, which gives you 8% more damage. So, 8% damage for free. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. So yeah, that's the sets, ladies and gentlemen, and let's move on to the skills. Let's look at the front bar here. The Dizzying Swing. Yes, I'm using Dizzying Swing. Big deal for me. I really don't like this skill. But, every once in a while I force myself to use it because I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at it because I've never really used it. It's too slow, too clunky for my liking, but I thought for a build like this, which is a little more robust, I think I have the time to actually swing those swings at people, and I did it, and I've gotten used to it now. I think I'm okay with the Dizzying Swing now. I think I can use it comfortably, and the main reason is because we get the off balance, and off balance gives us, when we put the CP right, we get 10% extra damage from the off balance, which is the main reason I went for this. Of course, we also get the off balance stun, which we don't really need because we have another stun that we can use if we really need it. But the off balance stun is kind of cheeky. It kind of catches people off guard because you don't have to do like a fully charged heavy attack to stun them when they're off balance. Just anything that's a little longer than a light attack will do. So you can just do a dizzying into right into a partial charged heavy attack, and this will just flatten your opponent. Will just knock him to the ground, and they don't seem to expect this. So every time I hit someone with the off balance stun, they always seem really surprised by it. But yeah, the main reason is actually the 10% extra damage. Oh, Volendrung seeks a wielder. Someone of you go out there and grab the Volendrung, please. Noxious Breath is the next skill. This is basically our armor debuff and our spammable, instant damage spammable. It does a decent amount of poison damage, but it hits pretty hard up front, the initial damage. So I really like that. It's also a pretty cheap skill. It's not very expensive, so this is pretty good. You always want to keep that up on your opponent because, you know, you want to debuff them. You want to strip the armor off of them. So yeah, that's basically what it does. The next skill, Reverse Slice. This is our execute. That's all that there is to it. Execute. We're executing people. You know, you get someone low health, you execute them. That's all that there is. Next skill, Crit Rush. I like Crit Rush. I'm a big Gap Closer fan in general, but Crit Rush especially is like one of the most satisfying ones. You always crit with it, which is nice. That means you always hit like good numbers on people. And this is not only like a gap closer, but it's also part of your combo. Because you can do like a heavy attack into a dizzying swing, into a crit rush, or just crit rush spam if you really want to, you know, do it like this. You can use this in many different ways because it doesn't have like a minimum range anymore. So I really like the crit rush just for like adding into my combos. It doesn't hurt. It's a great skill. Next skill is Rally. Rally is awesome. It gives you the weapon damage. It gives you the minor endurance now, this patch, which is absolutely awesome. 10% extra stam recovery. Big deal. Really is. It really helps getting the stam recovery up that you need. And of course, it gives you a pretty beefy heal. So, what's not to like? Our ultimate on the front bar is Take Flight, which is a pretty decent ultimate that a DK has. We all love leaping people. And, you know, this is a pretty cheap one. Like 110 ultimate is up pretty fast, especially because we're running the blood spawn. And when the blood spawn procs, you know, you get there real quick. And it helps. Leaping people helps because this is a form of sustain due to our DK passives. So yeah, it just plays into it. And of course, you know, you get the really nice big leaps, get nice big combos on people. So I like it. It's an awesome ultimate. On the back bar, we of course have the Magnum Shot because we need a reliable CC. Because it's not always a viable option to hit someone with the off balance and then with a heavy attack. Sometimes because, you know, some people are just faster than you. It's oftentimes the case. And sometimes you just either can't hit the wrecking blow or you can't hit the heavy attack. And that's where the Magnum Shot comes in. Of course, for a combo, it's really nice. And you can knock people off, which I did a lot. You know, especially like in a keep fight where people like, they're standing on the walls, they're sieging, and you just run up there. You just run past everybody and just knock them all down. Just knock one after the other. You get off the wall, you get off the wall, you get off the wall. I love it. Knocking people down is like one of the funnest things in the game that's still left that you still can do. So yeah, I love this. And it does a decent amount of damage. So let's not forget this. The next skill is Fragmented Shield. This is of course our source of major manding. The shield is so small that it's basically non-existent. So we're not using it for the shield, we're using it for the major manding for 6 seconds. That's a big deal. It's a lot of damage. So, you know, casting a shield into a vigor or a vigor and then the shield on top gets you a nice amount of healing. So make sure that when you need to heal, you have your fragmented shield up and you get the extra healing from it. That's really nice. Also, spamming this skill will get you some stamina back due to the DK passives. That's something that we often do. If we like really get like low stamina and we can't afford a heal, but we need a heal, we spam this, and we spam this until we have enough stamina to cast a heal. So yeah, that's your emergency button, basically. The next skill is Poison Injection. A lot of people are asking me, why are you using Poison Injection? They nerfed the skill. Well, yeah, they nerfed the skill. It doesn't mean it's a bad skill. It just means it's nerfed. It's still a good skill, you know? Having a poison dot on someone is is never wrong, especially as a DK. You get extra sustain from putting the poison status effect on somebody. So having an extra source of poison is not bad. It deals a decent amount of damage. Sure, the damage over time portion got nerfed, but I mean, whatever. Whatever. This is not a damage over time build anyway, so we're not focusing on that. It scales up though, and this patch, even the initial hit, the initial arrow hit, also scales up and also gets like an execute kind of treatment. So I think that's pretty decent. It's just one more effect to whittle people down, and I think it's pretty good. And it's a cheap one too, so yeah, why not use it? The next one is, of course, our armor. This is basically all that it does. It has a little bit of like damage return and has like a small dot attached to it. It's not a big deal. We're on a stamina build, so that doesn't do much for us. But we get the armor, which is pretty decent. And of course, you can use this to pull Nightblades out of stealth when they cloak away. You can either use your Noxious Breath, but that's directional. So if they cloak up like next to you or behind you, you won't hit them. But this, of course, sprays around you in a pretty big radius. It's a 10-meter radius, which is actually pretty big. So if you're fighting a Nightblade and they cloak away, activate this immediately, pull them out, and give them the business. Because that's what they deserve. I said it. Okay, next skill, Resolving Vigor. This is our main heal, I would say. We also have the rally, but this is basically our main heal. And it does a lot. Like, fully buffed, this goes up, like, oof, a lot. I mean, we already have a 17k tooltip, and we're not even buffed. We're not even buffed. Let's just buff up for shits and giggles here. Yeah, 23.5. And this is still not fully buffed. If we get the resource buff, we're probably sitting at, I don't know, like over 24k. And if we get near a keep, we get 20% extra healing. So, yeah, this almost gets up to like 30k. There's a lot of healing coming out of this skill. And of course, like I mentioned before, we're running the Corrosive Armor as our secondary ultimate. If you really need the tankiness, for maybe you just want to run into a keep when there's a lot of siege or stuff, a lot of people hitting you, you can pop this, become really tanky, and maybe make it through. Or if you're fighting against someone who's just not taking the damage that they should take, you know, you can show them what you got by just using the corrosive and just mitigating all the armor and just give them the business. So that's basically it. That is the skills. Let's move on to the champion points. We, of course, in our rat tree, we are running 51 Ironclad, 77 Resistant, 43 in Hardy and Elemental Defender, and 56 in Quick Recovery. In the green tree, we're running 37 Warlord, 19 Sprinter, 56 Mooncalf, and 22 Arcanist, and 43 in Tenacity. We're running 56 in Tumbling and 37 in Shadow Ward. When it comes to the damage, 51 in Master at Arms for the direct damage, another 51 in the Thaumaturge because, you know, we do have some dots, so a little bit extra dot damage doesn't hurt, but this is by no means a dot focused build. 51 in Precise Strikes, 61 in Piercing, and 56 in Mighty. So yeah, that is the spread, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the build. I hope you like it. I hope you give it a shot. I like playing it. It's interesting. It's interesting being so tanky in medium armor. It still packs a punch. It still has a decent amount of sustain. And yeah, give it a shot. If you like it, let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will leave you with some PvP footage. So enjoy, everybody. And I'll be back in a couple of days with a new build. I don't know what it will be. I'll come up with something. So yeah, enjoy. See you next time. Hey, Broly. Oh man, I'm struggling for sustain. Oh, I'm struggling for the sustain here. Ah, come on. Woo! There you go. Good fight. He's like, oh, I saw him. I saw him. He went this way. So he's probably still there, right? Because he's so stupid that he doesn't move. Dude, I invented this fucking stealth game. I invented this fucking stealth game. Who are you? 45k health, sniper? I've seen it all, baby. Now I've seen it all. 45k health sniper. Alright, alright, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Bring it on. Awesome fight, baby. Oh, he's not dead yet. He's going Big Daddy. Not the Big Daddy, but the lame daddy. Alright. Come on. Come on. Light attacks, huh? I see you light attacking. Seems good. What else you got for me? Oh, you're running away now, huh? Fuck. Fuck out of here. He died. He died. And if they go defend their gatekeeps, then they can't take these here. Okay, let me see. Man. 9 siege. Let me get a good look. Dude, someone put up the oils and they're not using them. I'm gonna use them. I'm just gonna fucking pour oils like a oh my god, they're coming in. They're coming in! No! Dude, I'm totally fucked right now. What is this? Okay, I gotta leave. Dude, something pulled me in right as I went for the combo, and it just completely, like, disabled me for a couple seconds. I just fucking wasted my ultimate. Just like that. Just completely wasted it. Come on, heal, 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 heal. Oh my goodness. Don't kill me. Fuck. Who's with me here? Someone that I don't know. Boom! Did I really just kill him with the... with my corrosive? Woo, got him. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Did he get the res off? I don't hope so. I sure don't hope so. Oh, you... You know what? You know what? Come on, do it. Oh, man. Woo! There you go, baby! The cheeky res. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Fucking hell, dude. What just did so much damage to me? Holy fook. I mean, it's not like they get punished for dying. I mean, it's their keep. They just res like 5 meters from the front door. Did he get the res off? Yeah, he did. Oh my goodness. I'm so snared. Where's the other guy? Where did he go? Okay, he's on the porch. Jeez, I'm getting snipped. Got him! We got him, boys! Come on! Dude, I'm out of, yeah. Ugh. Ah! That was too much. I'm out of everything here.